Of course, huge challenges remain. This is the beginning, but not the end of our effort to wind down this war. We'll have to do the hard work of keeping the gains that we've made while we draw down our forces and transition responsibility for security to the Afghan government.
The problem here is that defining what it is we need to leave behind in terms of institutions, the size of the Afghan army, the size of the Afghan police, and then most importantly, how they're going to fund this themselves. U.S. taxpayers are spending this year, in 2011, $120 billion in a country which has a GDP of about 20 billion. So this sustainability, making sure that what we're building in terms of the Afghan security forces will actually sustain itself, is, I think, the fundamental question right now.
What the Obama administration is trying to do is create a strong enough government that can control its territory and prevent the Taliban insurgency, which it believes is linked to extremist groups, from taking over again.
I think increasingly the mission will focus on offering support to the Afghan government and Afghan leaders.
We won't try to make Afghanistan a perfect place. We will not police its streets or patrol its mountains indefinitely. That is the responsibility of the Afghan government.
This is not a war like World War II where there's going to be some sort of surrender ceremony, nor will there likely be a peace treaty signed, in part because the sorts of groups that we're trying to defeat here are insurgencies. I think this will be a sort of gradual improvement in the security situation, and it will take some time for some peace deals to be negotiated. And I think this will probably take quite longer than most people expect.
We need to reduce our investments in Afghanistan, but we have to, as we're withdrawing, try to mitigate the consequences of our withdrawal, which relate to the fact that we have created huge dependencies in Afghanistan.
The win is to make sure that we don't have a return to the scenario that we had before 9/11, where militant groups can plan, plot, and then execute attacks using the territory of a country like Afghanistan. The end game here, if there is a win, is an Afghanistan that's independent and can stand on its own.